What if America's military drafted a plan to fake a war? Not against an enemy first, against public belief. The code word was Northwoods.
The year was 1962.
Could outrage be manufactured before the first shot?
This is the plan that was never supposed to be seen.
After the Bay of Pigs, U.S. planners searched for another way to remove Castro. Operation Mongoose became the covert campaign for pressure, sabotage, and destabilization. The Cuba project asked the Joint Chiefs for pretexts that could justify intervention. A pretext is not a battle plan. It is the story that makes battle possible. Inside the Pentagon, the problem was not only capability. It was public consent. The desired image was simple: make Cuba appear reckless, dangerous, and aggressive. By March 13, 1962, the answer arrived as a classified memorandum. It moved toward the Secretary of Defense with approval from the military chiefs. The people in the room matter less than the logic on the page. Northwoods was a weapon made of scenario, media, and plausible deniability. That distinction matters because no Northwoods operation was ever carried out. The memo proposed manufactured incidents to build support for action against Cuba. Its stated goal was to create grievances that seemed defensible to the public. Some ideas centered on Guantanamo, where staged incidents could be blamed on Cuba. Others imagined dramatic stories at sea, designed for headlines rather than truth. Aircraft scenarios appeared too, built around substitution, confusion, and perception. The plan understood that newspapers could turn a staged event into national emotion. Evidence, photographs, and official statements would become part of the performance. The proposal even treated grief as a political instrument. Its most chilling element was how calmly civilian trust entered the calculation. Some proposals were simulated, others implied real danger. The line was morally catastrophic. Every scenario had one destination: blame Cuba before doubt could organize. The appearance of legitimacy mattered as much as the event itself. The faster outrage spread, the less room there would be for doubt. Northwoods tried to engineer a chain reaction from incident to intervention. On paper, the operation reads like a storyboard for public manipulation. Images would be selected, cropped, and fed into the official narrative. Authority can script witnesses even when reality is missing. The enemy did not need to act if planners could write the act for them. Guantanamo offered geography, military presence, and a ready-made crisis stage. The airliner concept turned identity itself into a deception tool. The memo understood a terrible truth. Names in print can move a nation. Media could convert classified theater into public certainty. The goal was not only American anger, but international acceptance. Regional legitimacy mattered because intervention needed diplomatic cover. Once the story worked, the door to military action would be easier to open. But the trigger would not come from Cuba. That was the point. In Northwoods, human beings became variables inside a communications plan. The collapse was not technical. It was moral. Then the proposal reached civilian leadership. 3 days later, Kennedy made clear they were not discussing U.S. military force. Whatever happened inside the chain, Northwoods did not become policy. No staged attack under Northwoods happened. No war began from the memo. That is why the story is both horrifying and instructive. The system bent toward danger, then restraint stopped the plan. For decades, the public could not read what had been proposed. The records surfaced through the Kennedy assassination records process in the late 1990s. When the document reached wider public view, the shock was immediate. The memo helps explain why Havana and Moscow feared invasion in 1962.
That fear fed the wider crisis environment before October.
This is not a manual. It is a warning about power without limits. The true target was democratic trust. The most dangerous plan can be the one that stays on paper.
Democracies can write dark plans in clean offices.
But plans still need authority to cross into reality.
In this case, refusal mattered. The paper survived because archives remember what power forgets. Operation Northwoods failed because consent could not be manufactured all the way up.
Its legacy is simple. Question the story before the war.
This was Operation Northwoods.
Next, the Soviet officer who questioned a nuclear warning.
Was Northwoods proof of danger, oversight, or both? Because the most frightening battlefield was public belief.